Novdec 2025 Core Mathematics Paper 2, Question 8. Three friends, Abudu, Boakye and Cain, took tests in English. The probabilities that each of them will pass the test are 40%, 60%, and 65% respectively. So let's quickly represent something. So the probability that Abudu, so A for Abudu, will pass the test is giving us 40%. So 40% as a common fraction, that is 40 out of 100. In terms of decimal, we have 0.4. So if he has 40% chance of passing, then he has 60% chance of failing. And then 60%, we have 60 out of 100, which translates to 0.6. Next, the probability that Boakye will pass the test. So B for Boakye, that was also giving us 60%. 60% as a common fraction, 60 out of 100. In terms of decimal, we have 0.6. So if he has 60% chance of passing, then he has 40% chance of failing, and that is 40 on 100. In terms of decimal, we have 0.4. And lastly, the probability that Cain will pass the test, we have 65%. 65% as a common fraction, we have 65 on 100. As a decimal, we have 0.65. Now, what will be the probability that Cain will not pass the test? So if he has 65% chance of passing, then he has 35% chance of failing. That is 35 on 100. In terms of decimal, we have 0.35. So in our calculation, we are going to use the decimals to do the calculation. Now with this, we are to calculate correct to two significant figures. The probability that the probability that all of them passed. So under what condition will all of them pass? So for all of them to pass, then it means that Abudu must pass and Boakye must pass and Cain will pass. So let's do the substitution. The probability that Abudu will pass the test in terms of decimal, we have 0.4. So 0.4. In probability language, the word "and" denotes multiplication. Next, the probability that Boakye will pass the test in terms of decimal, we have 0.6. So 0.6 and denotes multiplication. And then lastly, the probability that Cain will pass, we have 0.65. So 0.65. So let's compute 0.4 multiplying 0.6 multiplying 0.65. So we have 0.156. Remember, we were asked to correct to two significant figures. So the first one, the second significant figure. So we have 0.16. So we rounded up 5, 0.16. So that is for the A part of the question. Now B, the probability that only Boakye and Cain passed the test. So under what circumstance will only Boakye and Cain pass the test? So that is, Boakye will pass and Cain will also pass. But then what happens to Abudu? So Abudu must fail. Abudu will fail. So these are the conditions. So the next, we just do a substitution. So let me continue from here. The probability that Boakye will pass, we have 0.6 multiplied by the probability that Cain will pass, so that is 0.65, and the probability that Abudu will not pass, in other words, Abudu will fail, that is 0.6. 0.6. We have 0.6. Let's compute this. 0.6 multiplying 0.65 multiplying 0.6. So we have 0.234. Two significant figures. The first significant number, the second significant number. You know that 4 is less than 5, so you cannot round up. So we have 0.23. Then C, probability that only one of them, probability that only one of them passed. So let's calculate that. The probability that only one of them passed. So for only one of them to pass, we need to consider different conditions. Then we can look at Abudu passing and Boakye failing and Cain also failing. So this is one of the conditions. Or, so the first condition is only Abudu that passed the test. Another condition is that this time Abudu will fail and Boakye will pass and Cain will still fail. So in this second scenario, it is only Boakye who passed. Or lastly, this is also another condition. This time Abudu will fail and Boakye will also fail, and this time Cain will pass. So these are the conditions. So let's do the substitution. The probability that Abudu pass, so that is 0.4, and means multiplication. Probability that Boakye failed. We are looking at the first condition. Boakye failed. Boakye failed. So Boakye failed, we have 0.4, and Cain failing. Cain failing, we have 0.35. Sorry, 0.35. So that is one of the conditions. In the probability language, the word or means addition. Now, the second condition, we have Abudu failing. Abudu failing 0.6, 0.6 multiplying Boakye passing 0.6 multiplying Cain failing. Cain failing, we have 0.35. 0.35. So that is the second condition. Then plus the third condition. So the third condition, this one, Abudu failed. Abudu failed. So Abudu failed 0.6. And Boakye failed. Boakye failed 0.4. And Cain passing 0.65. So we are almost done. Let's compute each of the brackets. So the first bracket, we are computing this 0.4 multiplying 0.4 multiplying 0.35. We have 0.056 plus the second bracket 0.6 multiplying 0.6 multiplying 0.35. Okay, so this one also gives 0.126. And then lastly, the last bracket, this one 0.6 multiplying 0.4 multiplying 0.65. So we have 0.156. So now let's sum everything together. 0.056 plus 0.126 plus 0.156. So we have 0.338. But don't forget that we're supposed to correct our answer to two significant figures. So the first one, the second one. you can round up 3 since 8 is greater than 5. So we have 0.3